Hi, I'm Don Haddad, the Superintendent for the St. Vrain Valley Schools, and welcome to Education Today. Just a brief introduction. I'm currently in my 15th year as the Superintendent in the St. Vrain Valley Schools, my 22nd year in the St. Vrain Valley Schools overall, and my 38th year in public education. So again, thank you for joining us today. And at this time, I'm going to introduce to you Carrie McDermott, who's going to be the first guest for this year. Carrie is our Chief Information and Global Impact Officer and does outstanding work in the area of communications, but so much more. And what you're going to hear is an element of what we do in St. Vrain where communications are concerned and strategies are concerned, but also throughout follow-up shows, you're going to hear different topics. We'll be talking about our finances, we'll be talking about our curriculum, we'll be talking about all of the things that are impactful in the St. Vrain Valley Schools. So again, thank you, and at this time I'd like to welcome Carrie McDermott, who's going to be the first guest for this year. And thanks for joining us.
Well, I'm excited to be here and really excited that we're starting Education Today again, because there's just so many different ways that we communicate and engage with our community, from our website to social media to Leadership St. Vrain and so many different community meetings. This is going to become just another avenue to share information with everyone, including some of our recent town hall meetings that we've been having.
Yeah, well, and we share our philosophy that communication with our community is critical because this is their school district and we're here to serve them, and one of the ways in which we can best serve them is that two-way communication. And so we are doing all the things that you've talked about and more, and most recently we've engaged in a series of 5 town hall meetings, and so we're going to continue that outreach in person. And what we're talking about, you know, we share student achievement, which is what our mission is: student achievement, well-being, and success. And so one of the first things we do is talk to our community about how our children are doing in school, and not only on test scores, but also graduation requirements and how they're doing in athletics and in music and in debate and drama and all of the wonderful things that our children are doing that make us so proud. We also share with them what our financial situation is, and thankfully we're in a very, very strong place financially, and we're talking about things like growth in our district, because we're a district that is growing. And we're talking about school safety, which is always just at the top of our list of priorities, and how we can partner with our community to ensure that our students, our teachers, and our staff and our community stay safe. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And you've been sharing with the student achievement piece. We've had a lot of great gains in student achievement over the past couple years, even especially this year. Do you want to share a little bit about what we're seeing in the district as far as student growth and achievement?
Sure. You know, we had the highest third grade reading scores this past year that we've had since the CMAS, the Colorado Measures of Academic Success, started years ago. And that third grade reading is a really important benchmark. We also saw great gains in math in our CMAS scores, and our high school kids are doing great work with our advanced placement courses, our international baccalaureate courses, and then the exams that they take. You know, as you know, we were recognized by the College Board for one of only 4 districts in Colorado and one of only approximately 350 some out of 14,000 to be recognized as a College Board Advanced Placement Honor Roll School District of Distinction. So that's always great news. Our graduation rates continue to rise, and if you look at our traditional graduation rates for our 8 traditional high schools, they're going to be somewhere in the ballpark of close to 92%, which is the highest we've ever seen. And if you factor in our alternative schools, we're going to reach 90% overall for the first time ever. And we have among the highest graduation requirements in the state, so it's much more challenging for our students to graduate from St. Vrain than many of the other school districts in Colorado and beyond. Mm-hmm. So we're seeing a lot of great work on the part of our students. There's always work to be done, but I'm really proud of them, and I'm proud of our teachers and our staff and our parents. And so right now the news on the academic side of the house is really positive.
Also have so many different partnerships with the business and corporate sector, but also local community leaders, and I know you attend hundreds of meetings every year with many different stakeholder groups in the district. Why has that community engagement been such a pivotal part of your leadership in St. Vrain?
Well, I have the benefit of having been in the school district for so long that I remember way back in 2001-2 when there were some financial errors made by previous administrations, and it spiraled the district down in a pretty catastrophic financial shortfall. And so trust was broken, and people weren't necessarily clear on who we are, what we were doing, how things like that happen. And so it was that critical need to reconnect with the community. And when I became the superintendent in 2008, one of the things that I realized is that more often than not, when public schools go out to their public, it's asking for help. It's, we need resources, or we need your support over here. I think we needed to flip that, and we flipped that narrative, and not so much what you can do for us as a community, but what we as a school district want to do for you as a community, because we're here to serve you. We started talking about how public education is critical because you have 90% of all the children in America are enrolled in a public school, which means 90% of our population either has been, is, or will be educated through our public schools. And so our economy is dependent on the quality of our schools. Public safety and well-being and health and national security is dependent on our public schools. The property values of our homes and our businesses, they ebb and flow based on the quality of schools. Because if you don't have a quality school system, people don't want to move in and they don't want to buy homes, and then they're not here to frequent the businesses. And so there's that nexus. In the service industry, and if 90% of the people who provide service have gone through a public school, it stands to reason that public schools are really important in terms of the quality of service that we receive. And the workforce pipeline. I work with the businesses and the corporate sector a lot. I'm on the board of directors for the Colorado Business Roundtable, and I've worked with the chambers and the economic development councils because it's critically important that our students are supporting that workforce pipeline and that we're broadening it and not narrowing it. And the integrity of our democracy. You know, we need students who can think critically and who can analyze things and who can tell the difference between what's true and what's not, and not just accept everything they hear. They have to delve into it, research it, understand it. And so our democracy is dependent on our schools. And the only way that we can have that kind of relationship is to be communicating all the time.
My name is Tara McDermott, and I am a junior at Niwot High School.
My name is Ulysses Cortez. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior. I'm currently going to Skyline High School and Front Range Community College, and I'm planning to graduate in May with my associate's degree in Computer Information Systems.
My name is Hannah Osmond. I'm 17. I'm a junior in high school, and I go to Erie High School.
So my goal after high school is to get a bachelor's degree in computer science. I want to go on to a four-year university and study computer science because I've really always been interested in tech, and I really have a passion for technology. And being in P-Tech has really motivated me even more and has let me build a background in it. So I think being in P-Tech has really prepared me to go into the next step of my career.
My goals post-high school are to attend a four-year college, most likely out of state. I've been looking at Hillsdale, which is in Michigan. It's a very small liberal arts college. I will probably major in mass communications and journalism, and then after that get a career off that.
All of my life, I have wanted to be a part of the science community. I have wanted to be a scientist. It started with zoology, and then marine biology, and eventually we got to microbiology, and we stuck there for a bit. But I've kind of settled into ecology, which is the study of ecosystems. I think our natural world is an amazing place to be, and I want to be a part in helping conserve that for our next generation. And so my goal for the future is to be an environmental lawyer, so I can follow two passions of mine and protect one place where we all need to be.
So we have many opportunities just about everything at this school. Right now I'm in publications class, which is basically the Erie High School news class. I'm the editor of the school paper in that. It's called the Tiger Times. I'm also part of our orchestra class. I also am part of Erie Volleyball, which over the season has had a great season. I've been doing that since my freshman year. I hope to do it next year as well.
Because of P-Tech, I've taken a lot of programming classes and a lot of technological classes that I would be taking if I was going to college. So I already have that education. And one big thing that already helped me out is that I had a technical internship with IBM in my summer of my junior year in high school, which normally people who want an internship get in their junior year of college. So I already have that background built, and I feel like taking all these technological classes has really helped me learn the most that I could to go into computer science, and I'm just really happy I had all those opportunities.
Being a part of the St. Vrain Valley School District has really set me up for success to follow my dreams. I'm a part of the data science team here, which has really focused me in on ecology and environmental conservation. It has allowed me to learn industry skills that I will use throughout my entire career. And I really appreciate having that opportunity in high school because it gives me a competitive advantage when I go into the industry. Additionally, as part of my home high school, I'm on our mock trial team. And this has allowed me to learn more about public speaking and really find a new passion of mine, which I didn't know I would have. In the past, I was really quiet and I didn't like to speak up in front of people, but as being a part of the mock trial team, it has really allowed me to use my voice and be able to speak about conservation, which is almost just as important as doing the conservation itself. I really love working on the mobile lab because it combines two things for me. It combines public speaking and working with technology. I really enjoy working with kids because they're really fun to work with. They're just so sweet and they want to learn about everything, and having that opportunity to teach them about why technology is so important, especially in the education mindset, is something that's really inspiring for me.
So over all of my AP classes I've been taking, I'll take for 3 years, I'll have the possibility of having 24 college credits heading into my freshman year of college.
Yeah, for me, it's the support that really everyone gives you. You know, my counselor has really been with me since day one when I was first a freshman, and there's just so much support there to make sure that everyone succeeds and that you really have the opportunity to do whatever you want. You know, you're getting that associate's degree at 17 years old or 18 years old, and not many get that opportunity. So everyone just want to make sure that you go into what you want and you have that degree to be able to basically do really whatever you want after high school. I think it really does break the barrier of high school and college, and it's really a great opportunity for everyone.
It's an opportunity to explore your options and see what you can do with life. And if I, a high school student, can be a part of a mock trial team, teach people about conservation, and raise an endangered species fish at 16, what can I do at 25, at 40, at 60?
I know you spend a lot of time sharing the great successes of St. Vrain, but with that broader lens that you have, what are some of the challenges that you're seeing for public education, both statewide and nationally?
Well, you know, I think there's a political landscape, and I know that we're preparing our students for the future, and so oftentimes politics, doesn't matter what your politics are, they come into the schools because we're a microcosm of a larger society. And one of the challenges that we have is making sure that the political landscape, it's important for our children to be aware of it and to engage, but also not to distract us from our mission and not to get distracted and go off into tangents that are inconsistent with our mission and our vision. And we have to be mindful of special interest groups. We have to be mindful of people who have personal agendas, and not allow that to distract us from providing a high quality education for our children. And we have to make sure that our teachers are able to focus on the critical work in the classroom. And so that's a challenge. We also, we have the challenges of, people talk about funding a lot. We're fortunate in St. Vrain because we've received a lot of support from our community, so we're doing very well. But I've seen this trend across the country. In Colorado, for example, 69% of all of the 178 school districts have now moved to a 4-day school week, which I just think is a travesty. I think it's really unfortunate, and I think our children need to be in school more. When I compare children in the United States with children in other countries and the amount of time that our children are in schools versus their children, and we talk about a strong competitive advantage, because our children are growing up in a highly competitive and very complex global environment, and they need a great education. Mm-hmm. And so as we see this trend of reducing the amount of time in schools, if you do the math and you say, okay, well, there's 3 months off in the summer, and then you've got a couple weeks in that winter break, and then you've got a week off for Thanksgiving break, and then you've got a week off for spring break, and then you've got all these weekends and other types of 4-day, non-pupil contact days. Our children are in school for about 6 months, 6.5 months. But then if you take a day out of those 5 weeks, that's another month across the entire year. So now you're down to 5 to 5.5 months in school. And I just don't see how that makes any sense in this global environment. And we've had conversations at every level to try to slow that train down. In St. Vrain, we're adding time in school. We have after school, our AAA program, 3 days a week for kids to stay after school. We have increased by an entire month in the summer. We have technology that allows us to do work on the weekends, and when it snows now, we don't have to cancel school. We can deliver a quality lesson to the children at home. So, I just believe in the public schools and the quality of education. And so those are some trends that I'm a little bit concerned about.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that St. Vrain is doing, or that you're doing through your leadership and your connections to strengthen public education at the state level or even nationally, because as we know that sentiment of that rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah. Well, I think the way in which we talk about it, it's really important to help people connect the dots to the economy and to safety and to the service industry and property, so that they understand that public education is a foundation of our nation. Mm-hmm. It's a bedrock that we cannot afford to allow it to fracture. And so we're having these conversations with legislators. And, you know, we have in St. Vrain initiated many bills that have been passed into law over the last 4 to 5 years, because that's one of the ways that you can ensure some of the things around safety, around finances, around the quality of the education. Most recently, we were part of a group that submitted legislation to have our accreditation system audited. Because our accreditation system, the way in which schools and districts are determined as to the quality of the school or the district, you know, that's really important. And we have had this system in place now for decades, and I don't think it's been scrutinized or looked at enough. So we've put this bill forward. It was passed into law, and currently it's being audited. And the question that we're asking is the accreditation system that reports out to our public the quality of the schools, is it reporting out accurate information, nuanced information, detailed information? And I have some questions about that. So that's something that that we're working very closely with legislators, and we'll see how that turns out. But there are a lot of things that we're doing to try to influence the conversation. Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of national and local conversation around the teaching profession and how do we continue to grow and strengthen the teaching profession. St. Vrain has really been looked at now as a national leader, as a model to do that with our P-Teach program. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk a little bit about P-Teach and what we are seeing with students and growing our own pipeline of teachers in St. Vrain?
Absolutely, and the first thing I will say is the teaching profession, in my estimation, is one of the most noble and critical professions, and it's hard work, but it is so rewarding. You know, I started as a teacher when I was 23 years old, 22, 23 years old, and just have watched the impact. It's interesting because when I was teaching and coaching, now a lot of the students that I had back then are parents in the St. Vrain Valley School District, and they have children that I have actually been able to give their diploma to at graduation. So you think about the generational and exponential impact. I'm giving diplomas to the children of the students that I taught. And so when you understand that, you start to think about, how can we not see how important this is? Because our kindergartners and our preschoolers, they grow up and they become young adults and they become leaders and they become us, and they take the reins and lead our nation into the next decade and beyond. And so it's one of those things where helping people understand how critically important it is. With teaching, our teachers are at the heart and soul of what we do because they're with our children every day.
How you approach it frames what the experience is going to be like.
Is being recognized as the STAB Interstate Toyota St. Vrain Valley School District Teacher of the Month.
I get to work with some amazing individuals and I feel very fortunate.
You know, it was because of your class that inspired me to go do what I wanted to do.
We get to have an impact on kids' lives every day.
So I got my bachelor's degree in speech pathology, and I got a job here at Spark as a SSN para, and after the first week of working here, I went home and I went, nope, I'm changing everything and I'm gonna become a teacher.
You are the October STAP Toyota Employee of the Month, Teacher of the Month.
My mentor, who I took over for this year, was my greatest inspiration, Jess Harbison. And then our staff, every day, we all show up for these kids and we do so much work for them. And everyone always has a smile on their face and it's just such a happy place to be. Our parents have a hard job and they show up every day with smiles on their faces. And then to see my kids, even the smallest growth is like a huge celebration for them. And they work so hard every day, all day. I think the thing I'm most proud of was something that we did with my mentor, and we created a sensory room here at Spark. And it's something that my former mentor, she wrote the initial grant for it. I've written another grant to keep it up. But basically we want to get our students this experience so that they can regulate themselves to be their best at school. And it's something that we continually advocate for. And my students use it every single day. We go in there and it's an opportunity for us to say yes and make sure that we can meet their needs with all different sensory experiences.
Thank you, Blair. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
I think it's important that we talk about what a great profession teaching is, and it's hard work, there is no doubt. But the great things in life to achieve are oftentimes hard, and we shouldn't shy away from that. And we have great teachers in St. Vrain. I would put them up against teachers anywhere in the country. I watch them come to work early, I watch them stay late, I watch them work on weekends, I watch them work through the summers, I watch them work in a variety of different ways, and they're leaders. P-Teach is a program that we've established in partnership with the University of Colorado, Denver. And our students in high school can earn right now up to 31 credits, and now we've just started a partnership with Apple and the University of Colorado, Denver. They can earn 37 credits in our system while they're students in St. Vrain at no cost, and then they finish their last couple of years at the University of Colorado, Denver, and then they come back into St. Vrain and teach. And we are diversifying our teaching ranks, and we're increasing the numbers. I think our latest numbers are up to 100 that are in the program that will all cycle right back into becoming teachers. And while they're finishing those 2 years, they can work as paraprofessionals and substitute teach. So we're growing our own. And I love it because they're starting with us as students in St. Vrain and coming back to teach in St. Vrain. It's been a pleasure to visit with you, and it's also been a pleasure to visit with you at home. I hope that you will continue to join us for the next airing of Education Today. And in the meantime, if there's anything that you heard that interests you, that you'd like to have more conversations about, you're always welcome to contact me or Carrie or any of us at the school district. We're glad to visit with you. So thanks again for joining us, and hope you have a great day.